I call the honourable member for Penrith, for Lindsay. The Minister for Health will desist, and the member for Lindsay has the call.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Social Services. Will the Minister update the House on the benefits to Australia's aged care sector as a result of the recent Australia-China Free Trade Agreement?
I call the Honourable Minister for Social Services.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and can I thank the member for Lindsay for her question and commend her on the wonderful representation of the people of Lindsay, people in Penrith and along the Nepean River in Western New South Wales, Western Sydney. Madam Speaker, the Free Trade Agreement offers enormous opportunities for the aged care sector in Australia, and that's because the Free Trade Agreement will allow wholly Australian-owned and operated hospitals and aged care institutions to be established in China. Now, consider the size, the enormity of the potential market in China. Currently, there are about 194 million people aged 60 and over in China. And that number will actually grow significantly as the Chinese population ages. And indeed, the Chinese plan over the next 6 years to double the number of aged care beds in that country to 3.8 million. 3.8 million aged care beds. And indeed, they predict that the growth of the workforce in aged care in China will grow from a current workforce of about 1 million people to about 10 million people by 2020. So this is an enormous opportunity, as the member for Lindsay asks about, in terms of the aged care sector for Australia. I mean, imagine the possibilities for the aged care sector in China. The home care services programs and the enormous expansion that will occur there. The construction and the operation of living units and apartments for retired and older people, the design and planning of aged care, the infrastructure investment that will go on as part of this, and of course the training and education opportunities for that enormous growth in the aged care sector in China. So that's no doubt why those in the aged care sector, the leadership of the aged care sector in Australia, have welcomed this agreement. Professor John Kelly, the CEO of Aged and Community Services Australia, said, "The new China-Australia Free Trade Agreement will motivate more organisations involved with the delivery of services to Australia's ageing population to consider the opportunities that come with international trade. We are really excited about this agreement," said Professor Kelly. Or Patrick Reid, the CEO of Leading Aged Care Services Australia. "Australia does punch above its weight in care services provision. In terms of export potential, there are already providers operating in other countries, and as a result, Australia is well placed to import or export skills and services to those markets," and went on to say that this would see a surge in that activity. So this is going to mean investment for Australian companies and the returns to Australia. It's going to mean that more workers will have jobs as a result of this agreement. Madam Speaker, this is another example of a can-do government getting on with the job of building a better Australia.